if you were advising policymakers on establishing common ethical standards to develop trustworthy AI across different sectors, what would your recommendations be?
How do I advise policymakers? Across the, I mean, we don't have that right answer, right? From an Indian standpoint of view, yes, we can look at things from an Indian perspective and Indian cultural values. Focusing on how do we prioritize certain areas, right? Like how do you prioritize public-private partnership to leverage AI for social good? And we have seen so many use cases like what Dwani has done with the Better Cotton Initiative and the Bashni program and things like that. How do we ensure that there is a proper investment in AI research and development, especially focusing on some of our weak points like semiconductors, right? I mean, it's a weak point for everyone or most of the countries. How can we ensure education institutions will build the right talent, or how do we implement policies that encourage ethical use of AI? How do we ensure data privacy and security, right? And many more, like how do we create data sharing platforms or data exchanges? I think we have these use cases. For example, IUDX is a very good model of data exchange. That's, I think, I've been implemented in some of the cities as a pilot project. How do you ensure that, let's say I'm a department within a government or a private entity. If you want my data to build a tool, how do I get rewarded, right? So we need to have that kind of data exchange where they will take this data from one party, give it to you in the format you request, right? And I think the government has also gone a little beyond with the idea of India Data Management Office, the data sharing platform and all, which were proposed I think a year ago, where Indian researchers and companies and startups can approach the India Data Management Office, which is not yet happened, and then they will take this data kept in silos in many departments, and put it in the right format or right usable manner and provide to these entities as well. So these are some of the things I think we should prioritize at this point. And I think the biggest challenge will be how do we rethink education going forward in the era of AI.